We got updates on this war. We got updates. Pull on up, man. It seems like ground troops are on the table. It seems like ground troops are on the table. What we're getting now, more and more, is an expansion of this war. We're starting to see that more and more. It should be shutting down, but it's not. It's expanding. I have latest updates, 3 conditions to end. Of course, we talked about the reparations. Tehran demands reparations, guarantees no future attack. I don't know what you get on that guarantee. They was guaranteed they wouldn't attack them. This time they went into a country and they knocked off the leader of the country. And you're saying you want a guarantee? Okay. All right. And the Strait of Hormuz. Look, this is a major part. This is a vein of commerce in our society. We can't have that blocked. And people believe that Iranians are mining it, even though they say they're not. And we don't know what we're getting from this administration. We don't know who's telling us the truth in this administration. We don't know who's giving us what we need. Who's letting us know what we can and can't do? Who's comfortable? And now they're ordering ground troops. They're ordering ground troops to the fight. That's terrible, man. That's how everything starts. All you need is a mistake. All you need is a random misfire, and you have something. He said this is the end of the U.S. All of his Trump's military lives on military bases. Wow. This isn't good, man, because what you're going to have now, this is going to be a lot more gruesome now, because now you're getting into, and then you got to remember, Iran has what, 900, they got like 900,000 man army or something like that. They got, not to mention all of the, they have they got a reserve chapter. They have all of that. And remember, this is their home field. They're used to fighting on these rocks, on this terrain. They're used to that. They understand it. You know, we're talking about American soldiers, American military going to a foreign country, not to mention, what about the people? And we know they've been attacking the press. This is not looking good. I saw Pete Hegseth's his last press conference. He was attacking the military. I mean, he was attacking the press. You can't attack the press. You have to let the press know what's going on. People want to know what's going on with their family members. People want to know what's going on, what's happening right now. They want to know, is it safe? Is it safe to continue my life? Is it safe to make my decisions? Is it safe for me to do the things I need to do to be a better person? Is it safe for me to travel? Is it safe for me to go to the football game? I saw 2 acts of terrorism on Fox News. Is it safe? Old Dominion, is it safe? 6 U.S. servicemen members were body bagged and shipped out to Dover yesterday. Is it safe? You're sending 2,500 Marines to Iran when they have 600,000 trained troops? That's not enough. That's not enough. What are you going to do? They said the Strait of Hormuz. You're not going to be able to get those mines up. We can't afford to send ships to escort other ships. Someone said Lords of London. Lords of London will not cover any ship traveling through the Strait of Hormuz. They won't travel any ship going through that strait. That's a major part where we get our fuel. Within 2 weeks, you're going to see gas prices. You're going to see economics. Everything's going to go through the roof. Trump went into this. He didn't think it through. He thought this was a video game. And now we see people asking legitimate questions about the troops, and we see Pete attacking the people. Russia is providing information endangering American lives. So is China. Yet Trump wants to buddy with these guys. He told Fox News that's the way things go. What do you mean? You shouldn't be talking to these men if they're endangering our troops. Trump, I don't know what he's trying to be good with these guys. He's willing to let these guys give information to our enemies. He's willing to do that. This doesn't look good. This is looking terrible. Active personnel 600, reserve. I'm talking about Iran. I want Iran's personnel. 350,000 at Iran's. Is that okay? Total troops, almost 1 million troops, and that's what Iran has been hoping for. Iran's been hoping they could bait them into hopping on the land. They've been trying to do that. Let me see if we can bait these guys to come in here, come on the land, and then on the land, we can attack them. We can then use we can use our weapons. And then, of course, they're going to release the photos. Iran doesn't care. That stuff's going to eventually filter back to American TV. And then what are we going to see? We're going to see carnage. And what's the whole point? Like I said, Trump's not in the war. Neither is Pete. They don't care. They're going to fulfill their egos. They don't care. They've already got a legion of brainwashed simpletons that will listen to every bit of propaganda that's put out. If you got family in there, you need to contact them, and you need to talk about conscientious objections. You might have a problem with this war. You might have issues with going in there fighting. We're getting updates that 2,500 Marines and other personnel are being deployed to Iraq, to Iran, to assist what we hear. And then you have to wonder if we're even hearing the truth. We don't even know the casualties. We don't know. We're not being told the truth. And they don't understand. That's the whole point. You have to be open with the people. When you don't tell people the truth, this stuff gets out. Then you attack the press. What's going on with our country, brother? What's going on with our country? What direction are we headed in? What about telling us, updating the families who want to know what's going on with the soldiers? They're hiding information. They're not telling us how the battle's going. I saw Pete, he was attacking the press. He was accusing the press of not printing information that's good. They're not supposed to print lies. They're supposed to print the truth. They're not a propaganda firm. They're not Fox News. They're not supposed to print lies so that you can be perceived to be winning. We need the truth. And this is ridiculous. We want to make sure we win the war. No, you're going to cost more Americans their lives. This was a dumb war. We had no reason to get into it. Why don't they send Israel troops to put boots on the ground? Also, there's all types of rumors about Bibi. All types of rumors about Bibi. The 6 fingers, the footage of him with 6 fingers, which is typical associated with AI. Nobody's heard from him. Now, officially, they said that they don't know. Why won't they tell us? I mean, if that happened, what's the point? Why hide this information? We'll say our condolences, but why hide the information? They rapidly let us know that they've knocked off the latest leader in Tehran. They tell us, boom, we got him. We think we got him. We got him. But they don't tell us about the other side. I don't understand. We're trying to do what's best for ourselves, right? We're trying to do what's best for the troops. We're trying to protect the troops. Worst nightmare, man. Troops, boots on the ground in a foreign country, as if we didn't learn our lesson with Vietnam, as if we didn't learn our lesson with Iraq, as if we didn't learn our lesson that you don't want to do that. Also, the military member is sick. He's homesick. He longs to be back in America. He's smelling oil and soot. They all have some type of place to hang out. Nobody wants to go there, man. It'll be a filthy tent where you can get a drink. Nobody. That's not home. They want to come home. Let the troops come home. Trump is ordering ground troops. Our worst nightmare. What's going on, man? And it continues. That's what they say. It escalates. The thing about these conflicts, you want to de-escalate them. All it takes is one mistake. One mistake, and all of a sudden, we're into World War III. All it takes is one mistake. Iranians have been waiting on this for 20 years. 20 years they've waited, and they've been motivated by their leaders being assassinated. That's united Iraq. All of the factions are coming together. Now they have a target, and that target is going to be American soldiers. And then, believe me, there's going to be a bunch of those missions where they just, a suicide mission. You're going to see a lot of that. And that's what I'm not sure. We have rules of engagement. I don't think they do. Now, they're dropping mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, those mines are dangerous. Those mines are magnetic mines that are going to go off the minute they're going to float. They're floating about 4 feet down because they're weighted. And when they see a ship, they start to drift toward that ship, and they're underwater. But the minute they make connection to that hole, they're going to blow a hole in that hole. And we're going to have U.S. service members lost at sea, sacrificed. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense. What's going on, man? We're becoming another Russia. I saw France or Spain publicly say they want no parts of this war, and they backed out of it. They said it's a war of choice. It's a war of convenience. And they say they will not fight a war like this. Where are we going? Where are we going with this stuff, man? What kind of people are we becoming? What happened to the greatest American fighting force ever? Look at Trump. What is Trump trying to accomplish? He wants to try to rub elbows with the Chinese and the Russian, because that's what people are saying. Putin is spying on us. Putin is passing information to Iran to destroy American troops. Trump knows that. Trump's laughing about it. What do you mean? This is not a video game. This is real. Trump saying, well, we all do that. What do you mean we all do that? The Abe Lincoln is taking a projectile. Yeah. Yeah. People believe that we're not getting all the facts. Tel Aviv saw some of the greatest fire last night. They're running short. There's a belief that they went to the Ukraine to ask for defender missiles. They're running short. They don't want to tell the truth. They want to keep trying to give you this bluster and give you this feeling that some kind of way they got things under control. They do not. They do not have things under control. Sending those troops there, first of all, it's not enough troops. You're going to have to put about 200,000 troops on the ground in that area to try to secure it. 2,500, that's not enough troops. Like the stream. And we're going to keep telling the truth, despite the idiots who don't want us to. Let me get this idiot out of here. There you go, brother. There you go. We need about 200,000 troops, man, when you look at Iran and what they have. And also you got the you got all of the Kurds, you got all of those cave dwellers, you got all those people. They're going to be assisting Iran. And these people, you know, they've been living like this their whole lives, man. What's this infala, whatever? You take an American and you get 1 million virgins and you go to the promised land. Yes, I know it is Iran. It's mostly mountains, yeah. It's rock. Well, we do thank our troops. We hope that they make it. We don't want to put our troops in harm's way. That's the whole point. Intifada. We don't want to put our troops in harm's way. Needlessly risking their lives for oil. And this basically comes down to oil. So you don't want them to block the strait. Why? Because of oil and oil prices, gasoline. You're willing to put somebody's life, barter someone's life for gas. And if they drop those mines, man, that strait will never get clear. Those things move. The only way you're going to be able to get those things is with scuba, and you're going to have to know what you're doing. Those mines are like 2 tons. They're huge, and they're very deadly. No, we'll never get 500,000 men. But I don't know why you think we would lose. If we had that many, I don't know if we would lose, though. It's going to be hard to clear out that strait, and in the process, a lot of people are going to lose their lives. This is sad. This is a lesson. History is bound to repeat itself. This is another lesson that we're going to live. We're going to learn. If we didn't learn our lesson of Vietnam, look at this. If we're going to learn now, this is horrible. And I feel for our troops. Many of those troops are poor. Many of those people, I mean, I understand their commitment. They are going to serve, but they're there because of economic reasons, opportunities that don't exist for them. And now they're going to be put in harm's way. That's the whole point. The rich, their kids never serve. Their kids never serve. The rich, the privileged, their kids don't serve. It's only the poor at risk. And they have no say. They're sent into these places not to help, not to make a difference, but just simply as body count. I don't know when we're going to learn, man. This is our worst nightmare. I can see the drones. I can see firing missiles, which I don't particularly care for that. Planes, but we don't need to do the ground troops. This is something we're going to regret. The Iranians been waiting for this. You got all types of mercenaries that are going to come over to Iran. And then with the girls' school, you got a lot of motivation. They're bringing up that girls' school a lot. They're bringing up the death of those girls, and and the death of the Ayatollah and the one behind him, and they're motivating those people, the people. What they were hoping to do was break the backs of Iran. They didn't do it. We don't even know who the leader of Iran is. I stand on that again. I don't know why you guys think that this new person, you don't know if that's the leader. I was looking at the picture. How do you know the guy on the side of him is not the leader? We know what they're doing to the leaders. We saw the guy, he was walking. There are two men beside him. How do you know that's not the guy on the side? I don't think we know who the leader is in Iraq. And I think that's by design. I think that there's factions, and I think that they've already have their plans. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, there's a rumor Netanyahu is either in a coma or he's no longer with us. There's a video of him that was released recently. It had 6 fingers. That's consistent with AI. Plus, they said the video was a lot faster than his normal cadence. They said that video is way faster. He's a lot slower now. He's an older guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope not. I hope they got to tell us the truth about who's gone and who's not, man. Where did you see this? Mr. Fortnite. Okay. Mr. Fortnite. I saw it on Twitter, brother. Saw it on X. We got the whole point, man, is we have to motivate our troops. We have to keep their head in the game. We got to let them know we love them. We got to let them know they're going overseas, but we love them and we support them. This yelling at the media when people say, hey, are we going to have ground troops, or hey, what's going on? They're yelling at the media. You guys just want to print bad things. What they're trying to print? What's going on? What's the point in lying? And that's what I think. If they're withholding this BB thing, if that's true, and it's slowly getting out, that you have to really wonder about that. Why don't you want to say what happened to him? You have to really wonder why not? Why not just say what happened? We hope not. We hope BB's fine. We hope he's fine. If he's in the hospital, we hope he makes a full recovery. But we're looking at this war day by day. We're looking at it day by day, and we're starting to wonder. Boots on the ground. Resurrect says it's a wrap. BB's TV has been turned off. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? If that's true, I don't know. I'm skeptical about that, but you might know. So you may have seen sources. I have not. Resurrect. I know how you actually dig deep into this stuff. Perhaps you have some, maybe on Reddit, you have sources that are more of a confirmation. I have not seen those sources. I've seen some things. I did see the video. I did see the 6-finger video. I saw that. So I saw that, but we hope that's not true. And I hope this group of soldiers who are being sent over there are safe. I think that if you're going to send boots on the ground, it has to be Israelis. That's the only way. You cannot justify sending American service members to these foreign shores. You can't justify it. It's unacceptable. There are some more warships being brought in. And the whole escort ships. First of all, the amount of ships, that's literally impossible to escort ships through that canal, that space. It's impossible. It's too many ships. And if they've mined it, there's nothing we can do. Those are magnetic mines. They're drawn to metal. They're going to blow holes in your hull. And it's the worst place to get the crack. It's on the bottom of the ship. That's almost impossible to repair. Minesweepers. Well, we'll see, right? We'll see. If I'm Trump and I get a phone call and it says BB has left us because of a mine, I go to the press, man, and I tell the truth. I say, listen, we were trying to help. So what we're going to do is call all the troops home and just leave, man. Be done with it. There's no reason to be over there. BB's not with us. Who's going to run Iran? I mean, Israel. There would be a certain amount of poetic justice, though, wouldn't it? He's been mouthing off for the last 20 years talking about a bomb, only to meet his maker 3 days into the war. Mr. Radio, we're going to do this over here. I've been letting y'all see you in the chat. I'm going to let you come up. Got to get out my chat box, though, brother. You know about, I don't know what makes you think you know so much. You don't know. You're not being told the truth. I do know that. We're not being given the information we need. Brother, you done asked me that 15 times. Why don't you do it? There we go. You're not telling us the truth, brother. Where we at? We got the join link, man. If you think you know, which you don't, we'd love to have you join. If not, shut up and go to sleep. Go watch TV. Yeah, that's the thing. Trump can't stop now. That's what scares me, because now we're getting into ego. And now we're getting into Putin, and he wants to impress. This is Iran, man. He wants to impress Putin. He wants to impress China. He wants to impress North Korea. He wants to impress India. He wants to impress them. He wants to be the big man on campus. But that's not good. A president has to be calculating. A president has to be calm. They're strategic, understanding that might isn't always the right way to go. A president needs to leave the door open for surrender. You don't go in both barrels blazing with no understanding of how big that territory is and how it impacts our society. And there's certain targets that are off limits. You go and knock down the water plants, you're going to cause massive deaths. And what happens is you make a run, knock down the other water plants. You make a run into a fighting for survival. Yeah, this ego trip is going to cost us way more, man. Ground troops. What we all shudder and we hope never happens. Trump's just ordered ground troops to Iran. And he's fighting the press. He's fighting the press about it. They can't even ask about it. That's the part I don't like. It's one thing to be at war, but how about can you tell us what's going on? Iran fighting for survival. The Iranians fighting against the regime. You may have had you might have had some dissidents over there, right? You've had a few people who were against the regime, right? But they united now because of that girls' school. They've united. And majority of them support their regime. There's 90 million people over there. Okay, you got 200,000 who don't like the regime, but the rest of them are willing to deal with it. And after that girls' school, those 200,000, I say you got back at least 100,000 of them easily. And if you think Iran's not going to use that, you're nuts. Of course they're going to use that. That's their dead. That was a war crime. That was a war crime. And that's on every TV in the region. That's not just in Iran. All of those Islamic TVs are showing a girls' school take a tomahawk. And then they're going to show Trump say it was Iran did it. How do you think they're going to look at that? Wait a minute, Iran did it? So he's not even telling the truth. He committed a massacre. And now he refuses to be responsible. That's going to motivate recruitment. That's going to motivate others. This is not a good thing, man. This was a terrible idea. This is our worst nightmare, bro. I can't think of a worse situation to have boots on the ground in Iran. Not knowing if there's some sniper. And it's rocks, mountain and rocks they can dig down. And they know the terrain. They know what they're doing. They know the curvature. They know how to position themselves. There we go. Boom. Like the stream, brother. There we go. Ground troops. Yeah, I feel sorry for them too. I think that man, I'm gonna say a prayer for them tonight. They're just U.S. service men and women in many cases. They're poor, they're middle class, and Trump and his administration look at them as expendable. They're not sending their children over there, they're sending our kids over there, and they look at them as expendable. And many of these people just want a fair chance. They want a fair bite at the apple of America. They want American dream. They want to live it, and they're not going to be able to do it now. They're not going to be able to feel the American dream. Trump thought this was going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, he did. Trump believed, he was told, the 5-6 days we knock off the leadership, the dissidents will take over, the regime will crumble, and we can then install someone who is favorable for the U.S. He was told that, and he believed that. He was told that, and he believed that, and look at it now. And look at us now. Look at us now. Ground troops. I shudder saying that. I never thought I'd say ground troops to a foreign country. I never thought I'd see ground troops be deployed in 2026. America, American me, my country, Vietnam. Wow. The lessons of Vietnam. Wow. Conscription is next. Yeah, you're right. Press gangs. Press gangs. You'll eventually have all the strip clubs and bars. They're just going to force you to go serve. He claimed it would be over in a week. We see that, and it's not. And it's not. Press gangs. Do you guys know what that is? We're going to wind up having press gangs. They're going to go into all these bars, these sports bars, these strip clubs, these nightclubs, and they're going to arrest you. And you're going to be put in service for 2 years. Press gangs. It's coming. It's coming. What's up with you, Resurrect?
Hey, Flack. Good broadcast, man. What you saying is true. I definitely believe it because you seen what happened in the Ukraine, and the reason why I put that in there that a lot of Trump's cabinet members live on military bases because look, man, these people are already prepared for the protest. You know, it's been said that the test run was when they did the storming of the Capitol. They were seeing how people were going to react at that time. That's why they put all those barriers around the White House, and you can't even get to the White House now. But all along, during Biden administration, they had passed where uh, the conscription was going to start back up, and they were going to start having women come in. Women could be drafted because I was listening to this professor, man. This dude, he's a Chinese national, but he was raised up in Canada, and he went to college at Yale. His name is Professor Zhang. Professor Zhang has been saying that this is a long thought out, drawn out plan for Israel to expand and for the United States to decline. And Israel is basically going to use the United States to gain ground while we decline because there's no way that we're going to be able to win this. He was saying earlier last week that we were going to deploy troops. Professor James said it. He's on YouTube.
No, I
He
got you.
said he said we were going to deploy troops, and he said it was going to be a lot of casualties, and he said that basically when this is all said and done, we will basically be ejected from the Middle East, the so-called Middle East. And he said there was going to be new alliances drawn where eventually Russia and Germany will form an alliance. And again, he said out in the Pacific West, the Pacific, he said Japan is going to rise again. So I mean, I don't know, man. And he
I
also
don't know
said,
about it, Japan.
well,
They
that's
might,
what he said, and
I
he said
guess.
that right now China and America are kind of tied at the hip. So China is kind of just sitting back because China basically built their economy on the consumerism of America. So they still need us to buy the cheap goods that they produce. So they can't afford for us to go down. So they're going to sit it out. But China's economy, their people don't spend money, and that's one of the main problems. Their people save money, and so they're trying. America have been trying to get Chinese people to start spending, but the problem is those Chinese people are so disciplined they won't spend their money. And
Yeah, yeah.
right now,
What what
man.
what what do you think about these ground troops though? You think
Well,
that
I told you, yeah, it's a plan. Jang says
well, no,
his
no,
plan is to.
forget going that far. I'm saying what's
Well, you
the
got to look at it. The
no,
point.
no, what's the direct threat right now? I'm saying
We're
for
gonna
ground
lose.
troops going
We're
into
gonna
Iraq.
lose. It's a way to have us lose a lot of Americans. They're sending them over into a blender, man, to a grinder, just like
Yeah.
Vietnam. Just like
Wow.
Platt. If
Wow.
you look this up, I want you to look this up, and I didn't know this till somebody was talking about it. During when the boomers were born, it was more men that were boys that were being born than it was girls. And boys were bucking the system. So they came up with this conflict to, a lot of men expired over there in Vietnam. That was one
Okay.
of the only time that was one of the only
Yeah.
times in history that where there was more boys born than there was young ladies. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, the problem is um I'm not sure we can survive another Vietnam. I mean, we've cried and cried
But
and
they
we wait a minute, we've buried our dead and we've prayed and we've hoped and we tried and we cried and some kind of way we find ourselves back into that grinder like we didn't learn our lesson.
Well, the lesson is, man, it's like the people that run this country are not American. In America, they don't want us to be at the top no more. Basically, like Britain after World War II wasn't at the top. This is basically World War III, and we're not gonna be at the top.
About what time do you think we're going to feel it? About well, this
By
is March.
2030.
No,
Oh,
no,
you talking about this?
about
Man, we
June,
can.
about right around the summer, we're going to start to
Oh
feel the
man,
effects of this war.
maybe even earlier, maybe around Memorial Day. I mean, we already feeling it
Wow.
now, Platt. Gas
What
prices
what
are higher.
what your gas? What gas going for in St.
So in
Louis?
St. Louis, we looking at 339, and it was 259.
Well, it's $8 in California.
No, it's not that much already, is it?
Yeah, somebody was in the chat. It's $8. It was I saw it on Twitter. It was from a news reporter.
Well, again, the push, the Biden administration, they were basically, and I'm not, this is not partisan what I'm talking about. They were pushing a lot of the automotive manufacturers in America to start going EV. And think about it, Platt. If those gas prices
Your phone is bogging out, brother.
can you hear me better now?
Yeah. Somebody trying to call you?
Yeah, but I had to. So
Okay.
basically, they're saying that the gas prices probably won't go down, Platt, and it's going to be too unaffordable for people to be able to put gas in their cars. They said that people won't even be able to buy plane tickets because the airline companies are going to be passing those prices along. Food's going to get more expensive. It's about to get really, really bad, man.
Man, I don't know what to say, man. If you would have told me that we would be at war with Iran, now Fuentes did say that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes. This is what, March?
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes in December.
Remember, Charlie Kirk
Yep.
supposedly had got cussed out by the president when he told him, "Mr. President, do not go into Iran." They said President Trump raised up on him.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody been kind of knowing, man. Like people just didn't know how it was gonna start. People just didn't know how it was really gonna begin. But yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, this is World War III. Think about it. Also, Platt, we still don't have the government is kind of shut down based on this voting rights bill, or whatever they call it. Um, so if the government's not really gonna be functioning all correctly,
It's not. It's already been gutted. They've already been gutted. We don't know. There's election. They're interfering. They're getting rolls out.
hmm
Um, that message that Trump shared with the Obamas, that thing was thrown out. That was a joke. It had
Yeah,
no credibility. Trump keeps saying that it does. It doesn't. It never had. It was thrown out.
right.
And so it looks like Trump's going to he's trying to steal this election.
Well,
And it's going to be interesting seeing him
third term.
maintain the House and maintain the Senate during a war, during wartime. That'll be interesting to see that. And we haven't been declared. That's not a war yet.
It can't be any worse than Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. Well, maybe it could. Maybe it could.
It's getting that gas prices are going up, man. The price of food is going up.
Going up.
It's slow, but it's going. Also, supply. When you start talking about oil, how do you think oil is the lifeblood of America? How do you move things? You have flying, trucks, loading. You need the fuel. How are you going to be able to get that if you don't have fuel? So you can't bring supplies, perishables. They're not going to make it to market. The things that we've enjoyed, and that's the danger of this stuff. I don't want to go back to living like it's 1907. The danger is when you start losing things, all of the stuff that you're used to having, you can't have. You can no longer enjoy these things.
It's going back, Platt. We're going to regress.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
And now with the survivalists and Iran and nukes, and I used to think it was a clown show, but now, the whole bunker, having a bunker downstairs, having a bunker in the backyard, it's starting to make a little sense now. At least you got food, you got water pills, you got a shortwave radio, you got a radio that you can wind up. You have mostly wine, you got batteries. You're living without you might have a generator.
They showed you during the pandemic how all the celebrities were building, like the Kardashians. They were building these bunkers. You thought they was just wasting their money? They just don't care about us. Look,
That's crazy, man.
they said 9 billion people are too many.
What you say?
They said 9 billion people on Earth is too many.
Oh, what to eat?
To control, to do what they want, all of that.
Well, that's over in China, right? That's China and India.
Well,
right?
China has over 1 billion, but their population is going down. India has, the most people now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not talking about the United States, are you?
Well, no, overall.
Yeah.
They talking about overall, not just the United
Okay,
States.
I got you. That would be you be looking at India and China. That's where your mouths are.
Well, then the third
not in America.
populated. Well, we got the third most populated country in the world.
But we only got 300 million people compared. Wait a minute. Compared to India and China.
That's true.
Okay, so those are the countries that, if anything, you're talking about too many people, it would have to come from over there. We don't need to do anything.
Well, they're gonna cut everybody.
Who's gonna cut?
The people that's starting this war. It's not Trump. It's not Trump, man.
Nah, man, it's what it is, man. It's actually, it's actually supposed to be that way. You're only supposed to be able to sustain the civilization you can feed, right? So
True.
If it's deer, if you have deer on your property and there's some good times, some good years, the deers are going to populate. It's going to be more deers. No natural predator. But over time, there's not enough food for all of them. So slowly they're going to start to die because the environment can't sustain them.
Yeah.
So you don't have to interfere. That's going to take care of itself.
And think about this, Platt. Like the most people that have the most children are usually less productive in their eyes, less productive people who aren't contributing much to society. The most people that have kids, the most people that have children are usually uneducated people.
Okay. And
so they don't want that. They don't want.
No, they can't control that. That's just the way things are.
That's what they're doing. Because as you said,
no. If you talk about the government taking care of them, that is a issue. But if you talk about just somebody, if the conversation is
what?
How many kids can you have? You can have as many as you can afford.
Yeah, but rich, more affluent people don't have all those kids now.
Well, that's up to them, brother.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that's how these people that control this world.
You have to take care.
It's not me though, Platt.
I got you. If I'm flying here, I'm making a lot of money. I make $700,000 a year, and I'm flying here, flying there. I'm rarely at home. I'm flying here. It's going to be impossible for me to have a large family. For one, I'm not even there. So when you're talking about people with some sense, a person would say, yeah, I got 3 kids. I never see them.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make them probably not want to have another one. So, yeah, you're right. So if you at home and you broke, you're probably going to have a bunch of kids. But it can't work the other way. You're not going to be able to have a bunch of kids and you're never there. He said Elon Musk. Okay.
Well, yeah, Elon is an exception. Yeah, he has all those children. But, for the most part,
Elon done faced like 10 sexual harassment suits too. So it's some other things going on with him.
Elon like to party.
He does. A couple of those women, if you read them, if you go and read some of them, the woman said Elon grabbed her and forced himself on. I said, wow, that's crazy. you're working somewhere and a guy comes up, the boss, and tries to pin your arms. Yeah, go and read the reports on this stuff. And he settled all those suits.
He like Fleece Johnson, Plaque. He told her, "Hey, I like you and I want you."
Hmm.
When you got money like that, Plaque, you know regular rules don't matter. And
I think,
obviously,
yeah, yeah, okay. Well,
Trump, Elon. I mean, you see the pattern, the Epstein files. You know, these guys are like, like the king. Like they used to say, the king used to come through, see a pretty young thing in the village. He didn't care if she was married or
yeah,
not.
yeah,
He
you
was
had
like,
to hand them over. You had to
he
hand
had
her
to
over
hand it.
because
That's
it was actually it was actually privilege.
mm-hmm.
If your daughter caught the eye of
Yeah,
the king taking your daughter, they didn't have to give you anything for it. He would just
yeah,
take her, and you would thank God because you know she's gonna have a better life than the one that you can provide.
yeah. And she
That's
might make sure that she looks out. The king might look out for you a little bit better.
maybe he might
Yeah.
give you a grain bag, but anybody who complained, they were knifed. So
Oh yeah.
so you couldn't really say them, but I guess, and you could say it's cope. Maybe it was just cope by you saying, "Hey man, my daughter was taken in by the king. My daughter caught the king's eye." A lot of times you go and read some of those books and stuff. A lot of those people used to hide they used to hide their daughters
Yeah.
when they
Especially if
saw.
she was pretty.
Yeah, when they saw that, they knew that they were coming. They would make them go in late, go and hide. So when they came by, whatever they were looking for, they didn't find it there. Yeah, and people used to live that way, man. We don't live that way now, but I don't know, man.
To
And
rethink.
right now we can take a look. Right now we can take a look at um right now we can take a look at the television and stuff. Have you seen Fox News? I mean, they are
I don't watch.
ridiculous,
I
man.
don't watch.
Fox News is complete, man. They are 100% state TV, brother.
Yeah, it's madness, but
Well,
They are 100% bought into this war, and they are just they're deflecting. I don't get that, man. I just don't get. I don't get. Well, just tell the truth, man. We either win or we lose. We want to win, but we got to tell the truth. We got to tell the people the truth. What is lies going? What's the point in telling lies? And it's BB Netanyahu. If he's gone, we don't want that to happen.
they still got to keep this thing going, so they can't say, "Hey, this dude been eliminated."
You think he has been?
I think so, because it's never been a time, especially during a conflict, where dude would be, radio silent like this for this long. Come on, man. And he might have done some things that might have really kind of pissed them off, because the Israelis. I remember when Ariel Sharon he lost the war against they were fighting against Hezbollah down there in what's that not Jordan, what's the other one, uh what's that other place over there where Beirut is, uh Syria, not Syria, wherever Beirut is. They were them they were fighting against them and they lost to Hezbollah, and then next thing you know, Ariel Sharon was in a coma and he passed away. Damn, I hate this thing. I'm gonna come back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up with you, Jr.?
yeah, man. It's crazy. We were just talking about it the other day. If they gonna put more troops in that region, in that area, and to me, it signifies that it's not going the way we planned. You putting what they say, 2,500 Marines. I wonder what battalion they're from. If they're like first,
Oh, it's on there. I
Dawn,
think 31st or something like that. It's on there.
yeah, I wonder if they're like a reconnaissance battalion. But you're sending more warships in the area because you got to get this straight figured out, man. They didn't think Iran was gonna do it like that.
Yeah, they thought that once they knocked the leadership and they dropped a couple of bombs that Iran was going to surrender.
Yep.
And they were wrong. They found out that they had war plans too, and they came back and they said yesterday it was tearing Tehran up. They said Tehran is starting to look like Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how they're going to repair. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. A lot, man. And they still had people in the streets with the president of Iran walking down the street. Them people don't care, man.
And we don't know if that's the president. President of Iran could be off in the corner somewhere clapping. While that man walks, like why they parade that man up and down. They're not gonna let the people know who's really running that place.
But yeah, I mean the person that's really running the place, or by definition for the Iranian people who run the place, is the supreme leader. The president just fall under the supreme leader. So. But
at the end of the day, man, this is a horrible thing. It's terrible. I don't know what to say. They're going to be overseas. They're living, trying to make it, and then of all places, Iran.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about nights and days and nights sleeping on sand and dirt and afraid somebody's sniping at them, burning your waste, eating MREs, eating, just away from America, away from home for months. Woo! This is terrible, man.
Yeah, it's hard times, man. Hard times for sure.
So there's nothing we can really do about it, but accept it. And it's sad, man. And I wish that they would tell the truth. They're not giving us the information we need so that we can make better decisions. Except, i.e., I wanted to travel. I'm afraid to travel. I just saw it just said they just had another attempt. Some dude just went into a fireworks shop. We see all of these crazy people. How are we going to function, man?
Yeah. Yeah, man. My thoughts go out to the them 6 airmen, man, that lost their lives in that KC-135 accident.
6 more toe tags.
6 more gone, man.
What are we going to do, man? I don't know, man. I'm lost. I think that we've enjoyed a certain degree of freedom, and I really think we're coming close to the end of those days. And I don't know, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it.
Nah, we'll be able to make it, man. But they definitely took a bite out of the apple and didn't realize, that the apple had a worm in it, man. They just thought it was gonna be easy peasy, drop a few bombs, and that's gonna change everything. And it was a terrible miscalculation, man. No matter how many
he was warned.
Yeah. No matter how many bombs they drop, it's the idea that those people have, man. It's the ideology. you're
Well,
not going to shift their ideology. They're
well,
strong in their faith.
when you kill their children, that unites them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I kept seeing people saying, oh man, that was, the thing with the children is fake. Who got school on Saturdays? Look, man, just because in the US, we follow a 5-day school schedule, don't mean other places around the world don't,
yeah.
have a 6-day school schedule or even a 7-day school schedule. Who knows what their school schedule is? So people kept saying that, man, who has school on a Saturday? Yeah, in the US. I mean, there's even some places in the US where they have school on Saturday. I mean, it is what it is, man. We're talking about a different country. I mean, unless you've lived over there in that area to tell me otherwise, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
working on
no,
some bad
no,
intel.
they sent the Tomahawk into a girls' school, and believe me, they're using that to unify and rally the support over there. And I'm telling you, even our allies over there are going to have problems with that because it's something that it was a mistake, and it is something that they could not have done. You have to keep the fight with the combatants. You can't take the fight to the civilian part of the land. If Iran has a little village that pops up, you got 5,000 Marines. If someone decides to make a little small village with knickknacks and maybe some food, right? A little, just real small stuff, some for guys or whatever, you got a little time off. Hey, walk up here, go over here. And you can go and have a this type of food or do that. If they was to put bombs or people that do that, that's considered a war crime. They should be off limits. People should be able to just still function. Yeah, within a war zone, in a military base, in a military target, yes. But anything off of that is a war crime. And I'm not sure they even know that. If anything, they should be yelling at the people. They should be calm and wide open and say, hey, well, these are what we're trying to do. The guy said, Pete said, we're not going to tell you our strategy. Yes, you do tell them. You don't have to tell your strategy like that, but you do tell the people what your plans are.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We're not going to. Yes, you do have to say, hey, well, we expect to do support, and we're going to do in general. You don't have to tell them, well, we're going to be at this particular position. No, you don't do that. And nobody's ever done that. I don't know where he's getting it from. He did
it. Didn't he do it in a WhatsApp chat? When they was bombing the Houthis, he put it in the WhatsApp chat and sent it to all these people and people he didn't even know that was in the chat. So we can't say nobody did it. He has done it himself. He's the main culprit. Man sent it to his wife and everybody else. I'm like, what? It's crazy. So yeah. But
this has to be stopped, man. There's no way you can justify this. Trump orders ground troops. Everybody's worst nightmare. You have young American men who are going to risk their lives. Many of them going to lose their lives on the shores of Iran, mostly because they're just they don't have any money like that. They're middle class to lower middle class. They're sacrificial. There's always been conversations about those other people who occupy our military. In many cases, they're considered expendable. And when you demand accountability from this administration, they lie and they yell at you. They call you names. They accuse you of trying to print news that's bad for them. I don't understand that. You're supposed to print what you know. Yeah. They accuse you of some kind of way not being supportive. You are being supportive. What about the men and the women? What about the families of these military members? They want to know what's going on. They want to know what's going on. They want to go to sleep at night knowing that their family member is okay. They want to know. You cannot suppress that. There's rumors. We don't have any hard evidence. There's rumors. There's rumors that Bibi Netanyahu has taken, you know what I'm saying? Things have not been good for him, and we haven't heard from him in a couple of days. Now, on the other news stations, they're jumping up and down. They're celebrating, saying that he's been deleted. I don't have anything firm at all, but the other news sources outside of American news are reporting him as being deleted.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a video of him with 6 fingers, something that has always been symbolic of AI.
Yeah, I was say that could probably be a deep fake video or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they so it's very possible that they wanted to put that out to try to give people calm the rumors and give people. They said that his cadence was off. He was talking way too fast. His movements were off. They said, go and look at his recent stuff. He's not talking like that. He's got 6 fingers and he has a fast cadence. I don't know, man. It's very possible what they're reporting on other news stations might be true. Now, we hope not. We hope it's not true. We hope not. Like the stream, man.
Yeah, that's six fingers crazy, man. But yeah, that's crazy. But you know, it's a lot of deep fake stuff out here. Everything is AI. The technology of AI it's so dangerous right now. Who knows?
Yeah, it's messed up as far as the news, man. I mean, I'm not used to that, man. I'm used to being able to get news.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. What's going on? You know, we had all of these news sources. We just pick up. We got a chance. We went, looked at the news, and it was pretty accurate, and it told us what was going on. Now we don't have that. We don't know where to go. If you go to Fox News, they'll give you something. CNN, they'll say something else. You know, and you have to go on the internet now. Now you got to go to foreign news agencies. You got to go look at the BBC. You got to go to Al Jazeera's. You got to go to all these different places to gather news so that you can then have some type of idea what might be right. And I don't like that. I don't like that. A lot of you guys don't even know who Walter Cronkite is. You don't even know who these people were. That's sad. You guys have no concept of good news, peace, comfort. You have no concept of being comforted, knowing that the troops are supported and we're making decisions to win the war, but we're also making decisions that will keep the soldiers safe. And I was hoping Trump would do a fireside chat. I would love to see Trump sit down and say, look, we need to all come together, not this Republican Democrat stuff. I'm doing everything I can to protect.
Boy, that's wishful thinking, Platt.
I'm doing everything.
He did a sit down though. He sat down with Jake Paul. You didn't see it? You missed that?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
What I like to see is him calm America down. I would like for him to say, we are one, all of us. Let's come together. We're going to do everything in our power to protect our troops. This is going to be brief. The boots on the ground is going to happen. And simple as that. That's what we need, man. We need our commander-in-chief to be a commander-in-chief.
Yeah,
What's up with you?
That's wishful thinking, man.
What's up, Darnell?
Not much, Platinum. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I got to agree with the other gentleman on the panel. I mean, that's you're about as delusional there as a woman with 5 kids by 4 different men thinking she gonna get an NBA player. You know, talking about President Trump coming together. President Trump is the kind of guy that likes to throw meat, at the crowd. You know what I'm saying? He likes the mob. I mean, let's just be real. We all remember back when he ran in 2016, he claimed he was going to expose this PDF ring. Now look at him now. Now that the he's mentioned in it.
No, we could, Donnell, we can't. We're not even talking about that. We get it. Epstein files. I agree with you. But I mean, because you know how this YouTube, you start saying that stuff, then YouTube.
Well, that's why I said PDF file. That's why I said PDF file. Code word. I used the code word.
Okay, he's in it. Okay, and he's been in it.
Yeah. But the thing was, if you remember how he campaigned on releasing the files and letting the truth out, and then when it came down to it, oh, no, we're not going to release them. There's nothing in there. Just take my word for it.
He lied.
Exactly. He lied.
Okay, and the problem with that is he's the person who's controlling all of this information. And this is what people don't understand. I'm looking at the chat box. If he would lie, which he did, and he lies, says the Iranians shot their own girls' school. What makes you think he's going to say, hey, we just had our worst day, 15 American service members were shot? He's not going to tell you that. Netanyahu has been in, he's not going to tell you that. So if anything, there's a blackout in America, which is crazy because this is America.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that he sat there in the midst of an excursion, operation, war, whatever people want to call it these days. He had the time in his day to sit down with Jake Paul, and he told Jake Paul, I really didn't want to come to an agreement with Iran. Excuse me, what?
He actually said that?
I am not misquoting him. He literally said that. I said, wait a minute now. Now, we were supposed to have these peace, a peace agreement meeting or try to figure out something with Iran. And he tells Jake Paul, I really didn't want to do no agreement with them. I said, man, this man here is hell. Like, come on.
I mean, that's not true, though. He's lying about that.
I mean, he wouldn't be the first president to do something like that. But the thing is,
Trump is lying.
I agree.
Trump has been contacting them, trying to stop. He's been doing it. Trump's doing. I'm not going to come to a. He says all of that out front, but on the behind the scenes, he's been running like a chicken with his head cut off. He wants this to stop. Iran says, "Okay, give us reparations," and I don't get the guarantees you want. I don't get that one. We won't strike. You weren't supposed to strike this time, and they want something else. They want the reparations, diplomatic, something. I don't know. You gotta go look at it. It's 3 things.
Yeah, but if I was in Iran's shoes, I wouldn't want it to stop. Granted, my people are suffering, but at the same time, we're going to suffer regardless. Because this is just my opinion. But I mean, I think this is just a play by the regional powers, Israel and even Saudi Arabia. They want Iran, to be weakened. So ever since those strikes, the strikes that happened before all this turmoil began, I'm referencing the strikes that occurred, I believe it was last year. Ever since then, they've been in a weakened position. So it's been the same. It's kind of like, Gaddafi in Libya. Basically, I've been weakened. Now I'm going to take everybody. Now they may as well just cause all the chaos they can. Closing the Strait of Hormuz, mining the Strait. Blowing up Abu Dhabi, Dubai, oil rigs in Kuwait. Hitting missiles in Saudi Arabia attacking Israel. At this point, they got nothing to lose. I mean, because either way, they're going down either way.
Yeah, that's why I said the ideology of how they operate, they're not moving off of that. They're like, look, if we all got to perish, then that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, we all gonna go. There's a hell below. We all gonna go. In the words of Curtis Mayfield,
I'm sitting here watching our Secretary of War say, "Well, no, the Strait is open, but Iran is, they're shooting at ships, but it's open. Then that mean it ain't open, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
It's not.
Well, I mean,
but Iran shooting at the ships. So is it really open, man? I mean, is it really open? But he got on TV and said it. I said, come on, man. Make it make sense, man.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was never a fan of Pete Hegseth becoming SecDef or now Secretary of War. I just did not feel the man was ever qualified. And you talk about Trump and everybody and the people that voted for him talking about I'm against DEI hire. That dude is the biggest DEI hire I've ever seen.
Charlie Kirk's wife being put on this Air Force Academy thing. I mean, to do what? Practice racism? What else is she going to do?
Board of Regents, so they can spread the what's that the affiliation they're with.
I think he's trying to make her a senator, and he wants to stick her down to get a couple little time and then bring her off and run her somewhere. I think he's trying to get somebody out of office. And he figures he's going to take her somewhere where it's red and the Kirk thing, and then she's got a couple of months served on this Air Force Academy. He's going to stick. I think that's what Trump's plan is, because what we got a couple of more months.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. He'll certainly go next time, not this time.
I was like, it's probably not far-fetched. I'm sure there's members of boards of regents that are not alumni of the school, but typically Board of Regents are some affiliation with the school. She has no affiliation to the Air Force Academy. None. So I'm like, why is she on the Board of Regents? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, there's a lot, with this president that don't make sense. Hell, I mean, this war, with Iran. I mean, clearly he did not think this through.
He didn't, man.
His brother-in-law. I mean, son-in-law.
I didn't know his son-in-law was pushing it. I heard Israel was pushing it. I knew Israel was pushing it.
No, he said he wasn't going to do it till his son-in-law told him. I mean, advised him. He all the men who've been studying the Middle East their entire lives, their whole life is dedicated to foreign affairs and the Middle East and the struggles. He ignored them. They begged him not to do this, and he went with Jared. Jared told him, "Yeah, man." Jared said, "Fucking A, man," and he ran in and started a war.
I mean, but I'll be honest with you, Trump is not the first one to do. I mean, every president, it seems, had wanted to go to war in the Middle East since, for the longest time. I mean, the first, after Desert Storm, Clinton, believe it or not, wanted to go to war in Iraq. Of course, he was dealing with, he needed a distraction from Monica Lewinsky. But, he wanted to go to war in Iraq, and the generals told him no.
And none of them should, and we shouldn't be there now. Okay. And I don't know what Trump's saying. I'm going to do everything that America's ever tried to do. I don't know why he wants to do that, but this is a little bit harder than he thinks. This isn't Venezuela. And these people the way they're living now, they're pretty used to it. They've always lived like that. This is not about people leaving their air-conditioned homes and their Xboxes and their 100-inch TVs and their Corvettes. This is people, they've always lived the way they're living, and they're going to fight now. and now they have motivation. They got the girls' school,
Yeah.
and also they have a common enemy now. So normally when they would fight each other, they're going to aim all of that at the United States.
At
And
the US.
unfortunately, we're going to be on the receiving end of that. And we're not being told the truth. That's
Nope.
another thing. This whole Bibi Netanyahu, for his sake, I hope he's still alive. Because if it turns out he's been dead for 2 weeks, then we're gonna know
Netanyahu?
we're not getting
No.
the information. We're gonna know
No.
we're not getting. There's a video of Netanyahu with 6 fingers. There's a video of him. He's off cadence. He's talking very fast. Some people say, I didn't see the whole thing. It's almost like those Chinese movies where the voice is going and he is off. And that's what made them think that this might not be a video of him. So, and that's consistent with AI. The digits, sometimes they'll put 6 fingers or 12 toes. It's still being refined. It's not exactly what it needs to be. And there's been rumors reported, not on U.S. channels, but on these foreign channels that it happened.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Hutch, man, pull up, Hutch. Hutch always good conversation, man. If you got time, Hutch, pull up, man. Hutch always got good conversation and good input on a various topics, man. Pull up, Hutch, if you got time, bro. But it's crazy, man. We'll see what these additional warships in the region, what it leads us to, Maybe we can come to some resolution and gracefully bow out, tuck our tails, and kind of bow out if we need to. But yeah, the blockage of that strait is putting us in a rough situation, man. Rough.
Well, that's going to hurt the whole U.S. Economy. Yeah, and then they was talking about you can crash an economy if you block that strait. We're so used to living a certain kind of way that we can't go back to living like the 1920s without our economy crashing. And within, it's like a wheel. One lever feeds the next. Pilots, they get paid. They pay their mortgage. They buy cars. They put their kids in private schools. That's where the money comes from. The people at the private school, they shop at the grocery store. They buy the perishables. Yeah. It's all like that. And when you start cutting off pieces of it, we don't have any fuel. Well, then it has a domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're rationing food. I'm saying we're not used to that. We can't even imagine that food lines.
Yeah.
Food lines where you go up to the grocery store and they say you can buy this amount of food. You can only buy 6 chicken wings and a big piece like a pork and a piece of pork, a pork shoulder or something like that. And that's it. You can't buy anymore. Come back in 6 days. Yeah, I mean, how are we going to do it? We're that's not the type of country we're used to.
Yep.
You can only have this much gas. You can have 1 gallon of gas.
Well, actually, my dad went through that in the 70s. He was telling me about the gas lines in the 70s. Like if your license plate had an even or an odd number, that was the day you would go to get gas. Get gas. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it got real bad. It was when the OPEC did the oil embargo. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad. Like if you had like an even, if your license plate ended in an even number, for example, you could buy gas on a Monday or a Thursday. If it had an odd Tuesday or a Friday,
Yeah, I filled up our cars today. I told my wife, hey man, don't let them go past half, because I was like, just it psych your mind out. And we stay in a rural area. Our gas prices, it's about 7 cents over the average, because the average is 360. So we had about 367, and then some pumps are about 370 in some areas. But yeah, I filled up today 367. Wow. I've never seen that in my life, especially growing up in Texas. Man, I remember when I had my first car and gas was still right around about, probably around about 90 cent, 99 cents, something around there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm filling up today at 367. I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
And our troops are going to suffer, man. And I don't know. I really don't know, because I don't fully understand what's going to happen. Sending these ground troops in there. The Iraq-Iran war lasted 8 years, resulting in over 1 million deaths.
Well, hopefully they're not crazy enough to put them on, boots on the ground. Hopefully it's more so, it's reconnaissance. You gotta send more warships in there to see, what strategic advantage we can have during this, this whole Strait of Hormuz conflict.
Now they're sending a Marine Expeditionary Force. That means boots are coming on ground soon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
I'm wondering where they're going to insert.
No, boots are going on ground, man. Boots. People's lives are going to be at risk. It says Iran's population 90 million, total military 610 active, 350,000 reserves, 200 to 600 paramilitary, sending 2,500 Marines to be butchered just to justify American Israel war. That's ridiculous. And when you think about that, it sounds like a lot until you realize what you're up against. That's a lot of bodies, man. And that they can dispatch 50,000 troops, maybe 100,000 over there at the Strait of Hormuz, all with weapons, grenades, survival skills, and that's going to decimate those Marines.
Yeah, but the thing is, Platinum, I'll be honest with you, our soldiers are trained a lot better. We have better equipment. The ground conflict, I wouldn't be too concerned with. We'll take it just as easily as Saddam fell. But the problem is Iran's retaliation. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to, like I said, if I was Iran in this case, I'd destroy all the oil refineries, everything. I'm like, if I'm going to hell, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, that's going to ruin our economy right there.
That'll bottom us out for real.
Yeah, that's all they got to do is the war of attrition. That's what's going to.
Not to mention, they're different than Americans. Americans, we sort of value our lives in a way that we're just not going to, maybe to save the troops, something like that, jumping on a grenade or something like that, maybe, right? But the way they'll just say, hey, just like, they'll say, hey, we need somebody to go in there on suicide mission with these bombs. Just go charge them. And they do that. No. If you start sending 4 or 5 or 25 people like that, we're not used to that.
That's the young and stupid. They send the young and stupid to blow themselves up. We ran into that when I was at Kopzarak in Naka village, Afghanistan. That was huge Taliban recruitment center. They used to target teenage boys, young men that were young and stupid, or didn't have, or were in poverty, to become, self-deletion bombers. And, there's a saying, war is fought by the old and bitter using the young and stupid.
Yeah, well, that's going to apply over there, man. And that's what I'm afraid of. They're not taking into account. They keep being dismissive about the history of our country and the lessons learned. And that's why I really think Trump and Pete are making a major mistake. You know, you
Big
need
time.
to think about what you're doing. Stop thinking, okay, well, they didn't know what they were doing. They're a bunch of losers, and I really know how to run a war. Yeah, that's going to really cost a lot of people their lives, man.
Yeah, I really hope that's not the case, man. I hope it's more so for a reconnaissance, man, that, you know, if a battlefield plan needs to be put together kind of thing. But if you just gonna, you know, and look, I truly believe in the training of our U.S. military, man. Some of, you know, I did a cup of coffee in the service as well. Some of the most highly trained, experienced people around, but 2,500 and, you know, the terrain of Iran and, man, I hope that's not the case, man, because we don't need to see a large scale number of service members' lives being taken.
Yeah, but like you said, you was in the service yourself, same as me. I mean, when have we ever, you know, launched an expeditionary force and not use it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping, like, maybe it's just a posturing thing. You know, we're gonna put these for, but to me, 2,500, you know, that's not really a good posture. That's why I'm like, maybe it's a reconnaissance thing, and it's just we're trying to, you know, figure out if we had to put more boots, or if we truly had to send multiple, you know, boots on the ground, where would the insert be, and, you know, to minimize loss of life, because obviously loss of life is going to occur once
Yeah.
those boots start getting on the ground. Loss of life will occur, but, you know, hopefully it's not at an astronomical number to the point where, you know, we're watching a ticker like it was COVID. You know, it seemed, you know, during COVID there
We
was
should. No, we should.
thousands of people
But that's the
dying
thing.
a day.
No, that's the thing. It should be like that. We should be able, just like with the COVID, we should be able to go and look. This is America. We believe in freedom. We should be able to go call up a page, and it'll tell you what's the casualties, what happened yesterday, and it breaks everything down. A battalion was attacked. 2 people were wounded. 3 men were putting up wire, and 1 lost his life. It should be just that clear. But Trump's not doing that. He's not telling us what's going on, and I don't think that's fair. That's not fair to the families. That's not fair to the families that are biting their nails, crying themselves to sleep because they don't know if their son, their daughter is going to come back.
Yeah.
Well, when you sign up, hey, look, man, that's the risk that you take.
Yeah, absolutely. That, you know, that is a risk that, you know, that you take, and service members, they understand that. They completely understand that. You know, I understood it when I signed up. I mean, I signed up during a war. During wartime, I signed up. So,
Yep.
but
So did I.
It's just, you know, man.
I
don't
mean,
want to
but
say incompetence, but it definitely feels as though it's incompetence. But, you know, I know they're sitting, you know, in these war rooms, and they're having these meetings and going through analytics and all of these things that are being presented to people in a position to make a decision, right? You're getting all the facts up front. But when you hear things like, you know, when you hear the president himself say, you're getting all these facts in front of you, and then he like, yeah, I really didn't want to make a deal with Iran anyway. Like, come on, dog. Then I'm briefing you for no reason. If you already had your mind made up, you could just tell us. You are the president of the United States. Just tell us, like, yeah, I don't want to make no deal with them, and this is what we're gonna do. You know.
well, like I said, he's not the first president to do that. Like when Bush, you remember when Bush gave Saddam the ultimatum, we all knew what that was about. We were going in regardless.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that Saddam, he wasn't leaving anyway. And I think we knew that. But even if he did step down, we were still going to go in regardless. You know?
Yeah, well, Trump's lying. He wants this to stop. Now they keep trying to scare the Iranians into surrender or giving up. They're not going to do that. Now, this is where Trump, this is where his ego gets in the way. There's nothing wrong with him saying, hey, it's for the, we're not going to go there. We're America. We're not going to boots on the ground. We dropped our bombs. We assisted, and we'll see you at the peace table. That's what. Why does he have a problem with that? What is this ego that I'm Iron Man and I'm going to go and fight this, and everybody supports it? I don't support that. I don't want to see service members lose their lives. I don't want to see that. And all of these theatrics, for Fox News, and he pulls the Treasury Secretary off and cusses him out, puts him back. What's going on, man? What kind of country is this? And why not just get fired? If you're the Treasury Secretary and Trump says you're doing a report and Trump says, I need to talk to you, and Trump curses you out, cuss him out back. Cuss him out back and quit.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that, but he checked him on national TV. You don't remember? I know you saw that. The Treasury, I know you saw it.
No, they said they didn't show it. I don't know, maybe they did show it. I didn't see, but they said Trump got pissed because he was telling the Fox reporter, I guess he didn't want him to say stuff.
And
he don't like anything that's negative. He don't like, if it's negative, he don't like it. So
called him out of the he called him out of the interview he was having.
Yeah.
Bassett called him out, and Bassett came back in the interview, and they were saying he looked a little shaky, but who knows what transpired.
He was.
Trump called his ass, hey man, get over here so I can tell you something right now. And
that's not that's not tough. The guy's got a family to feed. Man. That's not tough. Cursing out somebody who works for you, that's not tough. And that's what I'm saying. This whole thing's a joke, man. That man's got a family to feed. That man's got a pension. He's got kids. That man don't have no time to be cursing out his boss.
I don't know if Scott Besson has kids.
No, his boss wants to curse him out. Well, that's what I'm saying. And he's got to take it. That's not tough.
I don't know if he got kids, but he said,
yeah.
Bassett said this. Bassett said, I would send my child to the military. That's what he said.
Okay.
But I don't know, I don't know if he had kids. He could have just been, speaking.
Yeah, because he's married to a man, just in case you guys didn't know.
But that's what he came back and he said that in the interview. He was like, yeah, I mean, I have total confidence in our military, which you should. Like, I have total confidence in our military as well. And he was like, yeah, I would send my child to the military. But I was like, well, I don't know if the man actually got kids, but it could have just been a figure of speech. But yeah, call it mid-interview. Nope, we need you right now. I don't know what you're in there saying, but you better straighten it up, though.
Yeah, he does. He has 2 children, according to Wikipedia.
I was like, man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of it, man. Hopefully, like I said, they said it. Platt, you said it earlier, right? They said it was going to be a week. We 2 weeks in. As of tomorrow, it'll be 2 weeks.
And this is just me thinking thin here, but those 2,500 Marines, because I know that's not a large number, but I was reading an article. There's a island, I guess, in the Strait, that's held by Iran. I guess it's their important to their oil. I wonder if those Marines are going to be used to take that island.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, to put them on actual homeland island. Like, I was like, man, we'll be asking for it. So I'm like, man, it gotta be something with the footprint being, that small. Look, 2,500 Marines. Marine is a Marine, but that's still a small footprint. But they move in small footprints though. But I was like, maybe it's a recon thing, or maybe they're going to, like you said, a smaller island. They're going to infiltrate and take that island.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's period, point blank. Like that strait, it got to be opened up. You cannot allow for the strait to be closed another week. It will be by the end of March. We'll probably be at $4 gas prices.
I'm already there.
Oh, as far as like the national average, yeah. Because somebody put in the chat, California had $8 per. I was like, man, God bless them.
Yeah,
I heard that, but I wasn't sure if that was a.
No,
Wow.
it's $8. Yeah, in places in California, it's 8, maybe be higher than that. It's going to go up even higher because all of these oil futures and speculation, just by them deploying those troops there, that's going to make the price of oil go up because it's just speculations. That's going to be trouble right there, and it's not good. It's not good. This war was stupid, but when your ego, and that's another thing as president, it's quiet peace, it's quiet strength. There's no need to be Superman. What is that? That's what I'm saying. Why does the president have to be Superman?
Yeah, I mean is quiet. Nah, he ain't never been quiet about anything though. Come on, man.
But whose fault is it really? Is it his fault or is it the fault of the American people?
Yeah, it is.
You know, because it's like, okay, you already. I mean, the man was president once before. I mean, he's technically he's been president twice now. Technically, he counts as president twice. Okay, and you already had him the first damn time, so you already know the kind of stunts he pulled. Yet the American people voted to put him up there yet again with virtually no plan. I'm going to lower prices. They're going to be down by day one. My first
lies. No, he just lied, and people believed his lies. He told the thing about you guys. I know you don't like the Joe Biden and Cam thing. They said, "Why didn't you go into the Epstein file?" She said, "What are you saying?" They said, "Well, you had him. Why didn't you go into him?" She said, "That's the Justice Department. They work independently." Mm-hmm. She said, "We're not going to interfere with them. They're independent. If they want to bring them out, they can bring them out. If they want to sit on them, they sit on them." Yeah. He said, "Trump, you can't compare that Justice Department he has with what we had there. Trump is directing to do this stuff."
Absolutely. Yeah. They saying Pam Bondi job might be next up on the chopping block because of all of the lawsuits that he's putting on people. They're not sticking.
I mean, the thing is, he's putting her in a real tough position. I mean, these cases, they're fake. I mean, judges have been throwing them out like, are you nuts? There's no evidence. Where's your proof? I mean, our Justice Department used to have a very prestigious record. Used to have a 99.5 or something like that conviction rate. They used to make cases stick. Now they've become a joke.
Yeah.
And I've watched her during the congressional hearings, and my God, I mean, that woman is terrible.
Well, Trump's got him doing that. Trump wants, which I don't know why, he likes when they fight. And that's not America, man. That's some South Korea, North Korea stuff. That's not America. Mm-mm. We don't fight. They don't fight each other. All this stuff for Congress, people yelling, doing the State of the Union. I mean, this has to stop, man. This has to stop. We're fast becoming a third world country, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that war may be the final nail in the coffin. I think when we start seeing those service members being brought back, I think that it's going to be like a shot of cold water. A lot of people are going to wake up and they're going to realize that we have to bring this stuff to a stop.
Nah, Fox News will protect them. Man showed up with a hat He's promoting his hat, his USA hat.
Yeah, but it's getting hard.
Transfer. I said, this man crazy as
But the
hell.
Fox, well, but they're the ones who called him out on it, though.
Yeah, they called him out, but they put up a different video.
Yeah, but they talked to him. Yeah, and you got to understand, he's got to listen. He is the president. They don't want to listen. What I'm saying, if you tell him don't do it, he said okay, and then he does it anyway. Like, what you gonna do about it? You know,
People
I'm wondering where my
Fox
hat.
News ass, man.
You can't. And I see JD, and I saw JD. I said, I see what JD gonna be doing. And sure enough, the next day, JD was out there doing a dignified transfer of bodies. Trump wasn't nowhere to be found.
Wasn't nowhere to be found. Nowhere. I think he was coming back from Kentucky doing a rally or something like that. Crazy.
But
that's the thing. I was just,
go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say, I think though, President Trump's time is, as far as his popularity is, it's running out, man. Because even his base, the MAGA base, is getting frustrated with him. Some of his biggest supporters, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was a huge Trump supporter, and he's upset with Trump. We all saw what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
He'll still vote for him though. He'll be upset, but he'll still cast that ballot for Trump.
But see, that's the thing. I don't know, because it's like, I think because MAGA, they really believed in him, man. They thought that he was going to be a different kind of president, and it's just more of the same, except worse.
Yeah. It is the same, because like all of that stuff, you go back, all these wars, you're right, Darnell. America was thinking or making overtures that they were going to do these things. Trump just got in and he's doing them all. The whole Greenland thing, they've made overtures about that. When you take a look at when you take a look at what's going on now and our dead, and Trump being dismissive, he was dismissive about the girls' school. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to be dismissive about the dead bodies of fallen service members that he sent over there. Is he going to, if it takes his polls down, is he going to try to make it seem like it's not a big deal? What's he going to do? And you're right. He was elected by America. So as he goes, so do we. We're going to go all with him because he's our leader. He's the leader.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't blame him. I blame the people that elected him.
I don't think he'll be able to do that, man. Hegseth tried to get up there when the first 6 soldiers were taken out. He tried to get up there and say, well, let's not, you guys are so focused on what we lost, but you're not focused on what we're doing. We've hit over 1,000 targets, and people was like, whoa. Damn, 1,000 targets you hit. Yeah, we do need to talk about these 6 service members that were that their lives were lost, and we still trying to understand why their lives were lost. So he tried, but it did not go. It was not well received. They threw a little filler out there. It wasn't well received, so he had to reel it back in. And then the next time he came to the podium, it was a few days later, came to the podium and he, started speaking about the service members and all of that stuff. So I was like, they'll try it though. He tried to go out there and disregard the service member lives that were lost. Like, yeah, you can't do that, man.
But Hexef doesn't care. Hell, I mean, shit. You seen the money the man spent? You know,
I said 93 billion. I thought it was a mistake at first. I said, nah, they must have meant to say 93 million. Billion? I said, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know if that's right though. Or how do you spend 90? We talking on like planes or something?
No,
No, it was wasn't it a dinner or something like that?
I mean it was
Yeah,
on a multitude of things, but
yeah, it couldn't. That
that's the
can't be
one thing
right.
I did not like about the military, the end of the fiscal year type deal. And it's like it was a mad dash to spend money. I never understood. I mean, I understand it, but I was like totally
Yeah,
against it.
93 billion Pentagon spending spree for lobster, fruit baskets, and Japanese flute.
So I'm
Okay,
like,
they can say that. I just don't see how it can cost that much.
yeah,
But then again, that's them, and so I
You
think
ever
that's
heard
quite
the
a bit for some Japanese food and a flute.
You ever heard the story of the $100 toilet paper?
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, look, GSA will upcharge on some stuff now. These contracts
Yep.
that get
Yeah.
around, but I never agree with that when I served. I was like, well, end of the fiscal year, and everybody's like, well, we need to buy this and we need to buy this, and I was like, why do we need to buy this? Oh, because we were allocated this much money, and if we don't spend it, then next year they're gonna cut our budget back. Well, let them cut the budget, man.
Yeah.
Or we could just, request for, more money or there's always ways to find more money, but it was always a mad dash to buy the most dumbest things, man. You're just buying extra TVs and monitors that's sitting up in a supply closet somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, you think that's bad? I had a battalion commander that decided to build an illegal gym inside. He built a gym inside of our conference room. Didn't even have permission. Nothing.
I never understood it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
Not only the thing was, we didn't even have ink cartridges, man. We couldn't print shit, and this motherfucker was spending all our money on a fucking gym.
Yeah, we gotta watch the language, brother.
That was
Sorry.
That was me, man. I was trying to get stuff for my area, man, being a physical therapist, and I was just like, so I have to give you 3 sources to buy a PT table, but you telling me the end of the year come and we just buying whatever? I don't care less about putting a TV up in here. No, I want to get some new PT tables. I want to get some zero gravity treadmills, like things that's gonna actually help my patient. But I was just like, it was so frustrating to go through it. Hey, you got to get the 3 sources. You got to get this, and it gets denied because you got to find something cheaper. And then you get to the end of the year, and I was like I said, I did my cup of coffee, and I was like, yeah, I'll just pick up contracts for y'all in the military because this ain't it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, another story I vividly remember. We had these expensive HP printers. The cartridges. One cartridge costs $500.
Wow.
One. Yeah. Keep in mind it had black, magenta, cyan, and yellow. So it had like four or 5 cartridges, and each of them cost $500 a piece. Really nice printer though, real nice quality printer. But the thing is it was so expensive, and we didn't, like I said, we didn't have any money. There was this one supply girl, PFC Horn. I'll never forget. Black girl, fresh out of AIT, fresh out of school. She found a cheaper printer, one that was probably better, cheaper to maintain. The cartridges I think cost like $50, I think, or something like that. It was a whole lot less. And so she submitted the proposal, and it got denied because of the battalion commander wanted the expensive printer that we couldn't maintain.
Well, those are days. We going back to what 90. Well, I don't know about that printer. I don't know about your situation and that printer, but I did have a printer, and we're looking around what 95, 96 maybe. I had a printer in that magenta, that thing.
Mhm.
All the
Mhm.
rest of them, the yellow and all, you could keep up, but that
Yep.
damn magenta, not
Magenta.
only it would go, you go through it so quick.
Yep.
You would always run out of that one. So you wind up having to buy 3 of those, 4 of those, so that just to keep up. So you had them when you made your prints, and those, you know. And I got rid. I think I got my printer from Best Buy or something, and I don't even know why I was using it. I don't. I'm serious. Why did I don't? Cause I don't need a printer now, but I was using it for something, and I remember that particular that red one.
Yeah,
It
that's
would always
magenta.
would go through that thing quick. I don't know why, but it would go quicker than all the other ones.
It sure
I think I
did.
wind up. I don't know what happened. I think I threw that thing away. So those are the days. We're out of those days though. Now we're done with that. Now we're in the age of what cell phones and gigabytes and external drives and Bluetooth and
It's not even external drives are out of date now, Platt. It's the cloud now.
You're right. I got to get into that. I don't know. I like my external drives though.
Yeah.
It depends, you know.
Yeah.
You're right. Your information can be compromised with them, but you're right. The clouds, put that stuff in the cloud, put a password on it, and it's there, right? Forever, right?
Yep.
So it works the same way. You just got to download from the cloud.
Yeah.
You don't have to download the computer. I could put Terminator in the cloud, and if I feel like watching Terminator, I can watch it from the cloud. It'll stream.
Yeah, you can stream it on any device. You just log in to whatever you got, whether it's OneDrive or Google, whatever Google calls their cloud. You put it up there. You could watch it on your phone.
I think that might be my next endeavor or whatever, you know. But
yeah, the only thing, make sure you pay your bill though, otherwise you lose everything.
I'll pay it. That's yeah. I got to pay it, man. All of this stuff. I think I've been paying Paramount for the whole year. I haven't even watched one. I watched one Ohio State game on Paramount TV or whatever. $6.99 a month. I've been paying it for a year. I got to go in. And it's a hustle, man. That's all of this stuff is. We're doing a transitional period of time, and we got to make it through. But it's just a big hustle.
That's all it is.
I got a plasma TV for $80, probably 5 years ago. Friend of mine wanted me to help him take a couch, put it on his truck from the Goodwill. So I went up there with him, and I put his truck on the couch. I put his couch on the truck. And so we're walking around, and I see a TV. It's over there sitting off in the back, right? And I'm looking at it, and I said, does that TV work? They say, yeah, we just bought it from the back. She said, somebody just dropped it off. I said, okay, how much is it? She said, well, we haven't priced it yet, but let me go look. She came back. She said, I talked to the manager. He said, he'll sell it to you for $80. She said, well, we'll probably put it on the floor tomorrow, and it'll probably be about 75, maybe even 60. I said, sold. I said, so we put that thing still working 5 years later, man. This big old heavy. It's outdated. I don't even know if they even make things like that anymore. But
no, they don't make plasma died as soon as it came out.
Oh, okay. Well, this heavy thing is my monitor now, and this thing weighs like 300 pounds.
Yeah,
you know, it's some outdated technology, man. For it to, yeah, that's the little TVs we got now. You know, you can take a 60-inch TV. And you just got to have your balance, but it's a light TV. You know, man, This thing is 300 pounds, man. I don't know what's in it. I don't know if it's ink. I don't know what's in this thing.
No, so plasma is outdated technology. It was I forget, it's some kind of liquid crystal fluid or something like that. But anyway, LED basically took it out. The problem with plasma, like if you touch the screen or whatever have you, then basically you would break it. You know, they didn't last long. Like trying to move, like a lot of times, if people moved or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, they used to just leave the plasma TV or whatever and just buy a new one, you know, because it was like you move, you know, you put it in a box.
Yeah, I'm
it
too
would
ghetto
break.
for that. I'm too ghetto for that.
Man, why they
No,
hating
and
on
I
you,
struggle
Plat?
with
Come
that.
on,
No, I
man.
struggle with that. I'm serious. I'm being for real with you. I struggle with that. I'm too ghetto for that. I can see what you're talking about. $80 TV that's been working for 5 years. It weighs 350. Why you want to try to take it downstairs? Just leave it. I get you, but I have this thing where I got to take a hammer and bust the front of it, and I struggle with why do that, man. Just leave the TV there. Whoever gets it gets it. Why you want to? I don't know, but I can't. I got to take a hammer or something and bust the front screen so it's inoperable. Or if they operate it, got a big smash mark in the middle. And I know I shouldn't be like that, and I'm struggling with that right now. Why I got to get out of that, man. I think I'm gonna get away from that.
What's
I
the
got to
screen
stop doing
size
that.
again, Plat? What's the screen size of it?
Oh, this is what 60? No, it's 50 inch.
Oh, so you sitting there like a mad scientist.
No. I got it for $80 5 years ago. It's still. I'm talking to you. I'm looking at it right now.
No,
Man.
you said you use it as your monitor. That's why I said you sitting there.
Oh
like
yeah,
a mad
but I
scientist.
don't. I don't need it. I mean, I'm saying I can look. Somebody said you're poor, Plat. You're right. Look, support the platform. Hit the cash app. Hit the super chat. The only thing wrong with it is just heavy.
Yeah,
that's it. It's just a heavy television. I mean, a heavy piece of equipment. If it wasn't heavy, it would be fine. It's outdated, man. It's a plasma. And plasma were going what, 3,000? Plasma going like $4,000 when they first came out.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. So were the 4K TVs when they first came out. The 2K 4K TVs, those were going for like 3 or 4, you know. And now you could pick them up for like $600 now.
My boy Plat, a mad scientist. He said, "I got the 50-inch screen. I'm sitting there. It's a monitor, baby."
Well, that's a big screen to you.
As a monitor, yes. For a computer
you're gonna
monitor,
have two.
as a computer monitor.
Man, you got people with two screens. You know, they got two simultaneous screens, and it depends on where you put your setup. What are you talking about? You got a man cave? You got a man cave. You can have two 80-inch monitors. Now, I wouldn't recommend you do it, but you can sit there like you're in the war plans or something.
Yeah,
with two monitors going
that would be
side by
excessive.
side.
That would be totally excessive, man. I mean, I got two, I got two curved screens in our
those are expensive.
Office.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, I'm not going, a 50. You the mad scientist, man.
Hey,
no,
you think that's bad? I got
it up to my wife. I'm gonna say, you know what? I think I'm gonna take the 85-inch that's in the movie room, and I think I'm gonna make that to a monitor. Just sit there.
Why don't you do it? I wouldn't do that. I would I would take the old one, put it as your monitor, but you got to replace it with a new one and a better model. Just buy a bigger, better TV.
Yeah.
You think that's bad? I still got a fax machine, man.
Hey, you still got it. I mean, they still use it some places.
Yeah. Hell, I just used the fax machine last year. I had.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't. I kid you not. I had to. I didn't do it, but one of the assistants in the office had to fax over somebody's medical records. I was like, damn, y'all still. Damn.
Yeah. In medical, they still use fax machines in medical. But that they're about the last people that still use those things.
Yeah, but we sure did. We had to fax somebody's stuff over, or the patient requested for their medical information to be faxed.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't even know we had one. I was, well, let me talk to some of the assistants up front, and sure enough, they said, "Yeah, we can do it." I said, "Well, goddamn, you learn something new every
Yeah,
day."
well, I mean, it's
I
outdated
did not know
equipment.
that
You
we
do
can do
have to
it.
Yeah.
upgrade, though. I mean, sometimes you just have to upgrade. You got nephews, nieces, or even kids. But then again, like I said, when you talking about upgrading, they might not want that outdated stuff. They might not
Yeah.
want it because it's outdated.
Yeah,
So, but yeah,
the volunteer services at the local VA, they tried to give me a VHS player. And I was like, what am I going to do? I can't even hook that thing up.
well, actually, I still have some VHS tapes, and I have a VHS player.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I ain't
If you
seen
still got
VHS in
tapes,
a while.
like if you got like the Disney VHS movies, yeah, you keep those. I mean, those are like that's like keeping an old comic book from the
Yeah,
50s or something.
but it's you're right though. I'm just saying it's if you have the time, that stuff takes time. When they say transfer it to MP4 or like you say, put in the cloud, that's a VHS. You can't go fast. It's got to
Mm-mm.
go the time of the tape. So if you got a 6-hour VHS and you got a bunch of stuff on it, you got adult what's that thing? Adult Swim. Adult Swim. I know you guys thought it says Adult Swim, right? And you want to your Squidbillies, your Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite. That was a funny movie, man.
Yeah, you gotta let that thing just run so you can get it. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times people don't have time for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
my
yeah,
wife
I mean,
Aqua Team Hunger Force.
we'll have a movie night or something like that, and we picking a movie off of all these different streaming services that you pay for. But sometimes, what I don't understand within the streaming service, within the service that you use, there'll be older movies that you still have to pay for. I be telling my wife, man, let me go find. Hold on, I think we probably got that DVD upstairs. Let me go find it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on. It was some movie that we were. Man, what was it? It was Drumline. That's like one of my favorite movies, man.
Okay.
But
Drumline.
yeah, I don't. It just puts me in that nostalgia like age. I was
Nick Cannon. You like Nick Cannon?
crazy thing
Nah,
is, Platt,
I think he was
I
in the
never
band.
in the band. Never
What?
in the band, Platt.
Huh?
I figured.
I played college. I hooped in
Oh,
college.
okay. I got you.
I was never in the band,
I
but
got you.
some part of me probably wanted to be in the band. But
Watched
that's probably one of my favorite movies.
Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany on DVD. Matter of fact, you said old scars on Prime. You can get, and the format I couldn't use it because you can't really download from Prime. They say you can, but you can't. Got Lady Sings the Blues, couldn't get Mahogany, and they still charge you for Mahogany. Mahogany's nowhere.
Crazy.
You can't buy Mahogany anywhere, but you can get Lady Sings the Blues on Prime for free, but you can't download it. So I need to watch both of those. And that's Billy G. Billy D, man. That brother don't get his flowers, brother. That brother acted his butt off in that movie, man. That's some of his best work.
Colt 45 spokesman.
Best work. Billy D. Williams, some of his best work. Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany. Classics.
I think his best work was the beer commercials, man. That's his best work. Everybody wanted to be like Billy D. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could sell some malt liquor, boy.
He didn't drink that stuff.
No, but he was the spokesman. He was a Colt 45 spokesman.
Yeah, in the chat they say F Trump. Look, yeah, we're still talking about this. Trump orders ground troops. Let me tell you something. What you guys don't understand, if you're a ground troop right now, what do you think you're talking about? You're talking about stuff like what you miss in America. Lady Sings the Blues, VHS, an old printer. What do you think those guys are talking about? They want to come home. They're scared. They're talking amongst each other about things like what you hear up here. Afraid. We need to bring these troops home. That's what we need to do. This has gone on too long. Let's bring those kids home.
For sure, man. I second that. Yeah, bring them home, man. We go
You
from
say he
this.
know Billy D from Star Wars and Lady Sings the Blues. Yeah, excellent. Excellent cinema. If you're someone who keeps up with it, if you to a certain degree have a discerning eye and you look for particular movies, those movies are classics, man. Class. Billy D was he should have got an Oscar.
Yeah.
They made it about Diana Ross, but it really Billy D took over. And I'm a black man. He stole the show. So I gotta rip them. I don't have a ripper. I go get it. I think I gotta go buy a DVD ripper. I'm gonna rip both of those off. I'm gonna rip both of those MP4s off, and I'm gonna discard that DVD. I don't need that. I do need that MP4 though. Memories, bring back memories, man. Got the went through the closet, got the Good Times, all of them. I got The Wire, found The Wire, all of them. Homicide on the Streets, all of them. I know you guys Homicide fans, right?
I was more Law and Order.
You gotta be a Homicide fan. Homicide on the Streets with Adrian, what's his name, Brower. Great. That's some of the great. They don't make TV like that anymore.
Nope.
The Wire, which I don't want to watch again. Watched once is enough for me.
Man, I love The Wire, man. Like that'll never get old.
I like Bubbles.
Yeah, that's a good character.
Bub. Did you see what Bub got? He tried to delete himself. He was on the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
That's great, Bubbles.
Yeah, that dude was a character. I like Snoop, man. She was she was hardcore.
Yeah, she's really gay, right?
I mean, I wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's really yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally, she played basically a dude, a chick, but basically, butch.
She got typecast because I don't think she had anything after that.
Yeah, she played the hell out of that part, though.
She said Matthew says Billy D was good in Pipeline with Gladys Knight. I didn't know this. Gladys Knight did a couple of films. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. Troops on the ground. Yeah, not a good idea, man. We hope that somebody talks some sense into Trump. Bring those kids home. They don't need to be over there. Many of them have to go over there. They want to serve their country. They're patriots. But what's the point? Iran's got $600,000 military, 600,000 man military, 2,500 Marines. They're laughing at it. They're already in the papers talking about those soldiers will fail. They said that's the worst thing they can do. So I don't know, man.
Well, you also got to remember CENTCOM's already there. Third Army, they're already there. Yeah, they're in neighboring Kuwait. Yeah, they've been there since I want to say the 90s. So we already have a presence, in the region. I think the Marine, this is Expeditionary Force. I think is just, I think it's just that, expeditionary force. I think there's a lot more troops already in position.
Yeah, but would you want to take your last breath on foreign soil?
I mean, well, speaking as a guy that, was in combat zones, spent damn near a decade in combat zones. I mean, it is one of those things that does cross your mind, but I did it.
Did you ever miss America, Darnell?
In a way, I know this sounds crazy, Platt, but in a way, I was happier in Afghanistan than I was in the States. I know it sounds crazy, man.
So do you miss Afghanistan now?
Yeah. I miss my little tent,
Mm-hmm. The camaraderie with the fellas and all of that. You miss all of that?
Yeah, I miss it. I really do.
Yeah.
And another thing I liked, there was nothing to spend my money on. Nothing. I mean, yeah, you had Amazon back then, but like there was only so much stuff you could buy off on Amazon. Once you had a TV, I'd say a PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah, you was good. Maybe you might have to buy you a new game every now and then.
Yeah, but Darnell, I lived overseas and I missed America. I truly missed everything. I missed the mall. I missed the people. I missed when you drive up the street, the Americans you see walking by, some of them standing at the bus. I missed the smell of the grease trap at Popeyes that is so full of saturated with cholesterol and unhealthy oils that it creeps into your car. I missed that. I missed hot donuts. I missed soul food restaurants. I missed nightclubs. I missed the Giants, going up in the Skippers. I couldn't go up in the Skip. I missed all of that, man. I missed fun. I just missed American life, what I was used to, man. And I remember, man, I was working and this chick I had went to school with, she saw me, fine thing too, bro. Ooh, bow leg. Woo. Woo. And she said, "You coming to the reunion?" And I said, "Oh." I looked at her. Of course I wasn't, right? I looked at her. She said, "You coming to the reunion?" And I looked at her. I said, "No." She said, "Baby, let me tell you something." Fine thing too. She didn't know what I was like, damn. All that ass? No, that's what I'm going through my head. I'm like, wait a minute, you over here hollering at me? I'm like, damn. She put her hand on my back. She said, "Baby, let me tell you something." She said, "Ain't none of us what we want to be. None of us." And I almost said it, man. I almost snapped and said, "Well, I want to be right there." I almost pointed exactly where I want to be. But I ain't do that because I'm a gentleman. And she said, "Ain't none of us what we want to be, baby. Please come. We need you there." She said, "I remember you. I know you remember." "Oh, hell yeah." I said, and she sort of laughed and walked off. She said, "I know you remember me." I said, "Oh, hell yes." And she left. And that's the way it is, man. And I didn't go. But I had other stuff to do. And I miss all of that, man. So my American journey is a little bit different, man. Overseas is fine. Do I miss overseas? No. If you knew what I was doing, over there, you'd say, "I see why." I was pretty much a rascal overseas. I was. And I never got caught. And I did a lot of fence jumping. I jumped a lot of fences. My friend, I remember my friend, he came off the base. He told me, I wasn't there with him. He said, "Hey man, I was leaving the NCO club and he said, I saw they had the dog out and I saw the guy was there." He said, "So what I did," because he was drunk. He said, "So what I did was I timed it." He said, "I watched they would raise the lever, they would lower it." And he said, when I got behind, when I was the next one, he said, as soon as they raised the lever, he said he sort of waited, but as soon as that guy got off his brake, he said he got right behind him, almost hit his bumper, And the other people was like, hey, stop. And he said he drove by them, ran into the street, which is civilian territory now. Now he's not on the base. And then he told me for the next 2 hours, he harassed the gate guards by driving by saying, you can't catch me. Help you, you can't catch me. They kept coming by in that yellow car. He had like a yellow, it was like a foreign car. He said he would drive around, come back down, go right across. And as he got there, he was screaming. He said he was drunk. He said he was screaming out to him. And he said they would stop and they kept looking, but they couldn't send anybody out there. And he said he got tired. He came on home. But he did tell me about a week later that he went to the NCO, he went to the commissary, and that there were uniforms waiting on him, MPs, and they wanted to talk to him. But he told them that he was not there, and they couldn't prove it was him. They said, well, this car, who took this car? He said, I don't know. He said, I got a bunch of roommates. They use my car all the time. I don't know, but that wasn't me. And so we were laughing at it, though. I said, man, that's crazy, man. But no, I don't miss that, man. I don't miss that. And I did that. I didn't do that. I wouldn't do what he did. I would have went home. But yeah, we lived over there, man. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun where I could, but like I said, I just missed the simplicity. Like, man, to me, there was nothing better than, us guys huddling around the fire, at night,
Yeah, but Darnell, you got to be out. Okay, no, that's what you like. Though, my fault, brother. I apologize. That's what you like. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, the only thing, like when you were saying like the malls, and I understand your point because I used to like going to the malls and stuff, try to holler at women and stuff like that. And
I'm gonna do more than try, bro. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna succeed.
Yeah, well, I wasn't that good.
Look, at the end of the day, brother. No, not at the end of the day. They want me talking to them. Look, you got to understand. That's what they go to the mall for. They don't go there for no shoes. The women that go there looking for platinum, they go there looking for me.
Nope. Well, that's great.
Me to holler at them. They want to do some things with me. I want to do some things with them. That's the way we living out here, man.
Okay, that's great. But I was just saying, the only thing I was bringing up about the malls was, okay, it's really a bunch of overpriced stores that sell everything at a markup because you bought it at the mall.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about Afghanistan. There were no malls, there were no nightclubs and this and that. Like, I guess now that I'm older, like, because like now I don't even like nightclubs anymore. Can't stand them. I mean, as a matter of fact, I was talking with somebody the other day, about, we were talking about the price of you want a beer, it's $10 now.
For what? I mean, look, but don't drink. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. In America, my journey's not over. So, but my American journey, I don't want to go to some desert around a bunch of camels and blankets and guys talking about sleep with the camel. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes, just a fire and men. I don't want to be around. I wouldn't do that anyhow. I'm going to get up and go and sit to myself. I don't want to sit around dudes. I'm like, yo, man, I ain't with this. Man, where the women at? Bro, come on, man. We got to do something, man. That's just my configuration, man. That's just not my thing. Now, we could rock together, me and the dudes. Hey, man, let's go find some women. Come on. Mm-hmm. Now, we could do that. But no, we can't just sit around with our legs folded, drinking coffee. No, that's a no for me. You got to be at the bitch. And I hate to say it that way because we're trying to keep this stream clean. But you got to be at the females. The women got to, I don't care where you go. If you go to the dark side of the moon, you tell them you tell the men, hey, what's up? They say, what's up? Let's get at some chicks, man. What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you do that. And I don't understand. I can't even speak that language, man. I wish I would go somewhere and sit around and sleep and wake up and go to work and sleep Nah, man.
I
That's
just
one of
I
the
just
that's one of the
miss.
good things of that's one of the good things of living overseas. You get to I'm gonna hit them all, bro. I know. Let me tell you something, bro. And you could do it yourself if you wanted to. Clean yourself up. Any man, clean yourself up. Get your clothes tailored. Look good, and the women will come to you. All you gotta do is just go where they are, and they're gonna come to you, brother. You ain't gotta say nothing, but you gotta have your stuff together. So I enjoyed all the places I went, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess it's because of the consumerism. I just fucking hate it, man. The pressure, like there's just too much pressure here. Like over there, I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel the pressure. I was just happy, just like you said, eat, sleep, go to work. Simple.
Well, you got out, but dudes probably like you because you was out the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I always stayed away from the flagpole, man. I used to be at the
dude, you the type of dude that if you stayed on the floor with, we could have you watch out. Like, yo, man, check this out. I'm finna take her in here. Look, do me a favor. Watch out. Let me know.
Yeah.
You go stand outside and say, okay, man, you all right? You ain't done yet. Okay, take your time, man. You good. You be good for that, man. We'll throw you a cheeseburger or some shit like that.
Honestly, well, they never gave me a cheeseburger or nothing like that, but honestly, yeah, they used to have me do kind of, hey man, I'm bringing a chick through or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem, man. You good? I got you.
In Japan, there was this one dude. He was like 6'7". I don't know what his jeans was, but looked like a bodybuilder. He was a big guy. He was in the service. And Japanese women absolutely adored him. He used to always bring extras back to feed to his friends. And she was like, I think she was doing porn. She was a big, thick Japanese woman. And he would always instruct her, go get a couple other women. Let's go back to the base. But I need a couple other women to feed to my friends. And there was one particular dude that was his best friend. He fed that dude on a regular basis. And then sometimes we would go into his room and it'd be like 5 women, 10 men, which is obviously not enough. And he was always, he was just, I knew him. I didn't know him like that, and they worked together too. He was feeding all the guys. So sometimes guys will just feed you, man.
Yeah.
But I need to get fed. I'm good. His girlfriend liked me a lot, but it's like that. I didn't want her. She would always laugh at my jokes. She would always notice me. And I saw him, he sort of was looking at me funny. I was like, man, I'm just me, man. You can't get mad at me for being me. Yo, man, yo bitch choosing, nigga. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. And sometimes you got enough, all that stuff, that's camaraderie, but I would never do that. I remember our hurricanes. We used to get locked in. They said we're going to be in for 4 days. You had to have sometimes they would smuggle well, we're not going to get into that, but they would have women up there that were foreign women, and they would spend days with troops, just knock on the door, man, and they would they would take care of you. And then when you were done, you could set them out or you could keep them. And they would spend we would have 4 days of hurricanes. Man. And the hurricanes look crazy too, man. The wind blowing and the trees. And you saw how dangerous and deadly they were, but we couldn't leave, Only thing you could do was watch. We would be in the building, and they weren't supposed to have these women there, but there would be 2, 3 women that they had paid to come from the village. There's a village of those women. They would go and pick like 4 or 5 workers, smuggle them in, and they would be there, man. And guys would let you know, hey, man, if you want some company, so-and-so's here. Here she is. Now, obviously, there was a price to be paid for that, but you could have company.
Yeah.
And then once she was done, she would go somewhere else, and she had to eat and all of that. And then eventually, when they said it's okay to leave a base, they smuggled her out. And when I say smuggled, guess who was standing watch? The person who was down there keeping the watch was a person that was sleeping with her. So he went down there and said, "Yeah, man, anytime." He'd walk her right on down, walk her right on out the building, walk them all out the building. Nobody said nothing. And those were the days, man. But we don't live like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, foreign shores, that's the easiest place to get laid. Now, I don't know about no Iran. I don't know about no Israel. I don't know about Israel, Iran, or even the Middle East. But
those Iranian chicks, man, they some freaks, man. I'm gonna tell you, they are some freaks.
Well, you got to get to them, and I'm saying, look at what's going on. So,
yeah, that was always. I mean, even before all of this, they were hard to find, but man, they was. Don't. All I'm saying is, just don't let that, their religion fool you. You know what I'm saying? They be some of the biggest freaks.
No, I got you. We went to Malaysia, and those were the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, and they were all over the place. Malay, they were all over the place, and they was on go. They was ready. They was ready to. The crazy thing about it is, you, as an American man, think you gonna turn them out. Nah, they finna turn you out. You the one. You knew. They looking at you. Hey, you just showed up yesterday. I've been doing this for years. What you want to do? What you want to do? And then you can't believe it, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was for me in Brazil, man.
Yeah. I've been looking at Brazil too. You got my Brazil, Colombia, Brazil.
I haven't been to Colombia, but I'm sure it's the same thing. But like Brazil, yeah, I got down there. I mean, just like you said, the woman show you a thing or two. You know what I'm saying?
My thing, though, and I don't. Maybe I got to get over this. I don't like to buy. A lot of you guys want to buy, and that's just not my thing. When women say you buy me drink, you take me home. You buy me air conditioner. I be with you. Yeah,
platinum. 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 I don't think he. I mean, no matter, even a woman here in the States. I mean, you pay on her car note. You go on a date. So I need like $500. Yeah, hit that cash app. You know what I'm saying? I need to put something on my phone. You know.
You know what? Speaking of that, I got this Apple Pay. Let me try. I gotta transfer this Apple Pay money into my Cash App. This money been sitting here so long. Let me see. Here it is right here. Wow. Yeah, I gotta transfer that. That Apple Pay, that's where most of these women be getting their they want you to go. I think Apple Pay, anybody can get that. And they do a lot of money transfers on that Apple Pay, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it, but I think it was O'Shea Duke Jackson did a video on the dating scene in Atlanta where dudes were talking about like guys going on the first date, you know what I'm saying? Chick expecting him to buy her a car, like or another guy was talking about like $500. I need $500 on my car note.
That's a woman who doesn't like that guy.
Oh yeah,
it's as simple as that. I mean, those guys, unfortunately, they got to go through that. But see, what the problem with women when they do that is, I know what you do with men you like. And hold up, this is the point. Doesn't
Mhm.
have to be me. I've been around long enough to know exactly how you treat the men you like. You don't treat them like that.
Mm-mm.
You're right. You'll charge one guy 500. You'll charge another guy a crazy amount of money. You'll make him do dumb jumping jacks. But
Yep.
when you run into Mr. Okay, not right, guess what? All of that stuff goes out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. That's you don't pay that because clearly that woman doesn't like you. She's trying to manipulate you. You
Yep.
don't pay it. And it's the sad thing about these troops, because I've seen these ground troops. These guys think that this is their best moment. And I've seen them line, and they're going to bring those over there. Believe me, wherever, when Americans get established, they're going to bring women, comfort women, in trailers. They're going to be inside the back of a
Nah, they
tractor.
don't do that anymore.
No. They're going to do that for them because they're going to look at that as we got to waive it because they're over in Iran. They're going to let them do that. I've seen them. I know what you mean as far as legalities, yes, but I've seen they'll show up with a trailer of comfort women, and the guys will line up, and they'll send a line almost into the Strait of Hormuz, waiting to take a shot at one of those women. And it's sad when I see that because I said clearly those men don't get a lot of women, and to sit there and stand in line, I'm like, you call that relations? Okay, wait a minute, you want me to stand in line like I'm getting I'm at the DMV? Yeah, I said I don't. That's not just it. That kills the mood for me.
Now they quit doing that like after the Vietnam War and stuff, man. They quit doing that, and then especially now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's people that lost their careers over stuff like that. You know, so it's like you know what I'm saying? That's just something they just don't do anymore.
Well, we did everything we could, man. We're trying to warn Americans. We're trying to warn you. Ground troops. And we're the first. Remember, we're the first. We talked about Bibi Netanyahu. We hope. I'm going to say this again. I got my fingers crossed. You got your fingers crossed, Darnell? Cross your fingers, please.
Okay.
Okay, he's got his fingers crossed. I got my fingers crossed. We hope Bibi Netanyahu is okay. We hope if he's in the hospital, he recovers. The video that was displayed, he had 6 fingers, which we know is consistent with AI, artificial intelligence. His cadence was wrong. The pace of his conversation was sped up in a way that is inconsistent to his age and what he does now. We're trying to figure this thing out. We've told you that it's possible that man has been deleted. We haven't heard him. Nobody's seen him. It's possible he has been deleted. We see now the troops are coming over, boots on the ground. That means that this is sad, man, that you'll have American blood being spilled in foreign soil. And then that's the whole thing, America first. This is supposed to be America first. This was supposed to be about what's best for America. That should be the first thing a president says. Okay, I understand you have problems with what's best for us.
That's what he ran on too.
Yes. Is it best for America to do these things? No, he went in there and he hopped in a war with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and look at how it's going. And China and Putin are giving information, aiding the enemy, putting American lives at risk, and Trump's talking to those guys. Yeah. There was a video. He said Netanyahu has 6. There was a video where you could count the fingers. There was 6 of them. So you tell me, I don't know. But that's about it, Darnell. We're finna go ahead and close up shop, man. We've been trying to put updates and help out there. We hope people are receptive. We hope. I'm gonna go and find out the latest update.
And I mean, what was the attack? Was he attacked or something?
Wait. this 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 gut feel guy. This guy does prime time now.
Yeah, on Fox. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
when did that start?
He's been on Fox at least 10 years.
No. When did he start going prime time though? I'm looking at him. Oh, it's just for the weekend. Is it just because he doesn't do a weekly show at 8, does he?
I don't know what time his show was, but Gutfield's been around for
Okay.
a while. He also was on another Fox program. I think it was The Five or something like that. And yeah, so he's been around. Yeah, he's been around for a while.
There you go. He said Trump is Israel first. Yeah. Yeah. We shouldn't be fighting Iranians. We shouldn't be fighting Israel's war. I agree. I agree, man. But we're out of here, man. We appreciate you, Darnell. Appreciate
Thank you for having me.
No problem, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you. We got to go ahead and end this stream, man. Take care.